Live deep in the heart of West Texas, it's the James Hendrick Show. Now, here's your guest host extraordinaire, Brent Clark. We're going to be covering some of the stories rapid fire here. First of all, hats off to San Francisco Archbishop Salvatore Leone. He says that since Nancy Pelosi is making such a public statement in favor of abortion, that she should not and cannot partake of Eucharist. All right? Now, my church has a neutral stance on that. However, you cannot publicly support abortion. Because if you do, you get subject to church discipline. You know? Let's just say, hypothetically, have an ex-wife that publicly defends abortion. And, you know, she was good going church member and everything. And she starts all of a sudden publicly defending abortion. What do you think her church leaders are going to do? First thing they're going to do is dissuade her from partaking of sacrament. Then what they're going to do is try to lead her down the repentance process. If that don't work, there's a variety of church discipline. I'm not going to go into this. This is not a theology seminar here. I'm just saying, you know, if you're a church-going, Bible-believing person, you need to stand on what that church says, or find you another church. It's like Father Michael says, you choose your church wisely. All right. He's on the James Hendrick Empowerment Network as well. Now, here's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about that is this. We stand on what we believe as Christian Conservative Federalists. The title of this episode is Federalism at its Finest. Now, Mrs. High and Mighty President-resident theologian Whoopi Goldberg is blasting Salvatore Leone for saying that Nancy Pelosi cannot partake of communion. Trying to use it as church and state deal. Now, I gotta be honest with you. These liberals here, they got it backwards. They got it backwards. I'll tell you why. Thomas Jefferson, when he wrote the letter to those Danbury Baptists, he wasn't saying to keep the church out of the government. It's to keep the government from interfering with the church. So that is where we do believe in the separation of church and state as Christian Federalists. So Miss High and Mighty President-resident theologian Whoopi Goldberg has got to get her facts straight. Alright? Now, the Uvalde school shooting, everybody's still upset and up in arms about that. Alright, there's two things we can do instead of sitting there complaining, less guns, okay? I'm going to say this, hardly anybody out there is saying this except for me and Jimmy and JR. First of all, institute character education. Don't necessarily have to be religious in purpose. Just something to teach people morals. Okay? Second thing, mental health awareness. That kid was posting on Facebook what he was about to do. Okay, once again, big tech, shame on y'all. Somebody should have reported this dude to the mental health authorities instead of just, oh, blame guns, oh, blame guns, oh, blame guns. Guys, come on. Wake up. Face realities. It wasn't the gun that picked itself up with an AR-15 and fired into that school. It was the person behind the gun. So character and morals education. And also mental health awareness. We need to quit sweeping mental health under the rug. It's time to come forward with that, okay? The 1990s should have been a perfect time to start researching, working on more, working on better. So, there we go. This is no time to be farting around. Now, the third story. Biden. Stagflation. Now, I hear more and more people say how some things have been empty on the shelves and everything. And stores, prices are going up. Well, we got a good friend from Scranton, Pennsylvania called Empty Shelves Joe to blame for that. Oh, but more taxes, more spending, that's going to solve the problem. No. And abortion, I'm going to say this, okay? It's a personal issue. Federal government should not have even touched it at all. Especially with the rationale of Roe v. Wade. Poverty and racism, give me a dang break. Abortion belongs in the matter of the state. Legalization of THC-induced cannabis should be a matter of the states. I'm just stating my piece here. Let me tell you something. We're giving the federal government too much power. I even think us Gen Xers are that way. And if you're one of those Gen Xers that want to give the government so much power, shame on y'all. And shame on both parties, because there's liberals and socialisms in both of them. That's why Jimmy and JR and I say, we're not Democrats, we're not Republicans, we are conservative federalists. How we vote in this state is a different matter, and it's not a matter of public record here on this podcast. I make myself clear to y'all? Now, I hope you enjoy listening to the James Hendricks Show. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of receiving most daily updates. Jimmy will be back tomorrow. Brent Clark saying until next time, y'all take care and be proactively informed.